Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Canisius Education Fair 2022. I am Enzo, and I will be the moderator for this session. I welcome our presenter in the session, which is Mr. Tang from the Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. Sir Tang, you may start your presentation now.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Tang Wee Kee. I'm from NTU's College of Science, School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences. I am a mathematician by training. Today I'm speaking to you on behalf of College of Science, Nanyang Technological University, to invite you to consider doing a degree in NTU studying science. Why NTU? Well, NTU invests heavily into providing the students with state-of-the-art learning and research facilities, as well as conducive living and recreational environment. We have striking architectural, such as the two learning hubs you see on the slides here. On the left is the Hive, on the right is the Arc. And you can see that with this, the university places so much emphasis on students' learning experience. We also provide comfortable living spaces for students. NTU has 24 residential halls and more than 14,200 places. And 3 more halls are coming in the pipeline. NTU has been voted the top 15 most beautiful campus in the world. And we are proud to have scenic gardens as well as amenities to provide comfortable and convenient environment to the students. Other than the usual food and beverage outlets, we also have essential services such as banks, clinics, shopping center inside the campus. Okay, so these are the attractive things we think attractive to young. What about living? What about the expenses incurred when studying in NTU? The largest part of the expense is the tuition fees. For international students, there are 2 types of tuition fee. One is the subsidized tuition fees. On the middle column, you can see that 17,000 or 20,000. These are subsidized tuition fee. The non-subsidized fees are like 30 over thousands. Okay, so what is the difference? So if you take on the subsidized tuition fee, you need to apply for tuition grant from the Singapore government. And in return, students have to work for a Singapore registered company, either in Singapore or in overseas, but it must be Singapore registered company for at least 3 years upon graduation. However, if you do not want to take on this and you want to go back to your home country, you may have to take on the non-subsidized tuition fee, which is more expensive. Monthly expenses is estimated in this slide. Of course, it depends how comfortable you want to live. If you want to live more comfortably, your expenses may be higher. If not, these are the minimal as such described in the slides. We have attractive scholarships, such as Nanyang Scholarship, College Scholarship, or ASEAN Scholarship. ASEAN Scholarship is administered by the government of Singapore for deserving students. So we invite all deserving students, outstanding applicants to apply for this scholarship. Please scan the code if you are interested. As I mentioned in the beginning that I am from the College of Science, and many of you are not unfamiliar with science because you have been studying science and mathematics for the past 12 years of your life. And you may be wondering, should I be still studying mathematics and science in a university? Are they relevant, or are they just something in the textbook and not relevant to the world today? Should I study something like chemistry? Should I study something like engineering or business or accountancy in the university? Something more relevant. Actually, the matter of fact is science is very relevant. As far as humanity is concerned, science is not only relevant, but it is essential to our survival, to the survival of mankind today. Many problems in the world today can only be understood through science. The solution can be only provided through science. So let me introduce you to the NTU's College of Science. The college is made out of 4 schools, very young, younger than you, younger than some of you. The Asian School of Environment is established in 2015. And then we have the School of Biological Sciences, is the oldest. Excuse me. The School of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering and Biotechnology is established this year. And the School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences, where I come from. So these are divided according to our academic expertise, because some of us are doing research in environment, and our students are in environmental sciences. So this is classified under the Asian School of Environment. So what are the programs that we offer? We have 4 tiers or 4 types of programs. Namely, okay, let me quickly browse through a single degree program, and then we have a second major program and double major program and double degree program. Okay, let me go back. What are single degree programs? Single degree program are programs that you are primarily interested, you study something that you're primarily interested. For instance, if you want to do just biological sciences, so you take a single degree in the biological sciences. All right. So all our 4 schools offer single degree programs, and these are our flagship programs listed here. I don't go through one by one because of time. And then we have what we know as the second major program. That means on top of your primary degree, primary single degree, you add on something. And what is new is that we have a second major in data analytics. We know that we are in the age of data. Data analytics is expected to radically change the way we do things, especially the way we do business in the future. So from this year onwards, we are offering a second major in data analytics for all programs across the school or the College of Science. Instead of the original your primary major degree, you also can add on by taking a few more courses, and then you will graduate with a second major in data analytics. So you have to take about 24 academic units, which is about 4 to 6 courses. All right. They include probability, statistics, programming, and so on that deals with data analytics. So with these, students take these courses. This will ensure that students will stay competitive, and then you will be able to tackle real-world problems, especially dealing with data, dealing with information, and then you are able to apply innovative techniques to these multidisciplinary settings. For instance, if you study earth science, you are able to use data analytics methods to solve earth science problems, right? On top of second, so these are some of our second majors. Other than the data analytics, we also have other second major. We also crafted a list of attractive second major that are related somehow to the primary major. For instance, we have applied physics with the second major in microelectronics engineering. They are closely related, actually. All right. So on top of the second major, we also have double major. Oh, this is heavier than the so-called second major. So this type of program, they are very competitive. We are selective of the students. Students have to be very good students to be selected to the double major program. And they will take in-depth 2 majors in the degree. For instance, if you take mathematical and computer science double major, then you will take roughly about 2/3 of what a math student do and 2/3 of what a computer science student do. So together you are almost like having 2 degrees, almost, but not exactly, because you don't take exactly 2 degrees. You take 2/3 of what math student do and 2/3 of comp science students. So we have then we call it a double major in mathematical and computer science. These are very highly sought after programs because not only you have the technical skills of a computer scientist, also have a theoretical background of a mathematician. And finally, we have so this is a third type of degree program, the double major program. And then lastly, we have this double degree program. Oh, this is the ultimate, okay, this is the heaviest program, but we only have one. This is a double degree in biological sciences and Chinese medicine. This one is a very special arrangement with Beijing, a university in Beijing. You have to take 3 years in your biomedical sciences, which is what we call Western scientific kind of studies. And in addition, you will spend 2 years in China, at Beijing University of Chinese Medicine, doing traditional Chinese medicine. So in altogether 5 years, and you'll get a double degree. Okay, so these are the programs that we offer. Let me describe some distinctive features of our program. Of course, I cannot say everything, so I will just pick up something very distinctive of our program. First, we go through by schools. We have 4 schools. First, the Asian School of Environment. We offer a degree in environment, earth science, environment, earth system science, and there are 3 specializations. Right, there are 3 specializations. First is geoscience or geosciences. These are studies about the earth physical processes, including the tectonics, including volcanology, volcanoes, including how landforms are made, and so on. So these are a little bit like physics of the earth, geosciences. And then you have the second specializations are ecology and ecosystems. This look at the interaction between species and the environment. Includes looking at tropical and marine ecosystems, biodiversity and conservation, and so on. And then lastly, we have society and the earth system. This one looks at how human interacts with the environment and how this interaction has changed over time, including climate change, sustainability, and so on. Right. So these are the 3 specializations. And in this degree program, students have many opportunity to learn to apply what they learn in the classroom to real life scenario. For instance, there are many field trips organized in this ASE, Asian School of Environment. For instance, everybody goes to Bali at the end of the first year, and you can see that all the 3 specializations comes in the real life. For instance, in the geoscience, they climb Mount Baktu in Bali and see the volcanic processes and while they stand on the volcano. Okay, and then for environmental and earth system, they actually study the land use and indigenous rice cultivation in a place called Ubud in Bali. And then in ecology and ecosystem, they look at the coral reef and tropical fish diversity. Let me also introduce you to the School of Biological Sciences, some distinctive program. One of the initiative we have in the School of Biological Sciences is this undergraduate advanced experimental biology program. These are very short courses held during the vacation. It's a unique opportunity to experience what research encompass and advance your skill sets in specific areas of biology. All right. These are typical 1-week courses. These are actually very treasured experience because students get to study very advanced biology topics such as applied immunology, proteomics workshop, and use of anti-mitotic drugs on cancer cells. Excuse me. And like neurobiology and so on. So these are very advanced topics, and student gets a chance to study this during the vacation. right? So these are for very good students. And also, let me also turn to the School of Chemistry, Chemical Engineering and Biotechnology and School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences. We also have similar premier programs for very good students. We have what we call as Odyssey Research Program. This is a summer research program in which students do research with a professor. You can start even when you are at second year. You can start to do research, experience the life of a scientist or mathematician when you are very young. Okay, so this is an opportunity to get thoroughly immersed in the academic in the CCEB, that means Chemistry, Chemical Engineering and Biotechnology, and School of Physical and Mathematical Sciences research community. We also have a special program called the Cooperative Education Program, and now it's called the Work Study Program. This is a very special thing. We have students who are enrolled in this program. They actually alternate between study and work. Okay, so for instance, they study for 2 semesters or 3 semesters, then they work for 1 semester or 2 semesters, and then come back to study again. So in this way, they enrich their student life with workplace experience. Okay, they have in this way they will gain industry experience and develop professional skill set while they study. Then when they graduate, they are almost immediately employable. We also, for those who are interested in in-depth research, we also have the Nanyang Scholars Program. We're named after the famous Nobel laureate Nanyang. This program is a premier scholarship program offered to high-achieving post-secondary school students. The aim of this Nanyang is to develop young scholars with great passion for science and technology and a strong desire to conduct research. So these are research-oriented scholarship program. Well, so these are the types of interesting things you can get to experience in the College of Science. Then you start to wonder, okay, fine, these are interesting. I may enjoy it, but what can I do after I graduate? So some people say if you do science or you study mathematics, you can only be a science teacher, math teacher, and that is not true. There is nothing can be further from the truth. Actually, this you can see here, these are some of our employers, not all. Actually, we have many, many more employers of our recent graduates. All right, they range from Google, the banks, DBS Bank, Singapore Airlines, Shopee, and so on. Let me give you some example. I hope you can see our alumni picture here. Okay, let's pick only one. Perhaps I'll go through one. There are many, but I don't have time. Alvin Tan. He is interestingly, he has a very interesting job. He is the what we call oil spill responder. Okay, this is not your daily usual everyday job. Okay, what he does is he helps to deal with oil spill at international level. Right, he's trained to use many techniques because he's from Asian School of Environment. He's trained to he's trained in environmental sciences. He knows many techniques, and then he's trained to use equipment to tackle oil spill. And he managed large amount of equipment because to deal with oil spill, we need a lot and very bulky equipment. So he know how to send this abroad to handle the spills. In addition, he also learned the technical skills of IT skills to operate what we call the geospatial intelligence system. It's like your GPS, but it's on the ocean. Okay, so these are very sophisticated tools, and our Alvin is able to do it because he's trained in this area. Maybe I'll go through one more example. In the next slide, we can see Vanessa. Vanessa is actually a graduate in physics. She studied physics. Her internship is in radiation physics in the National Cancer Center in Singapore. But after she graduated, she joined a commercial firm or accounting and business consultancy firm, Deloitte, very famous firm. And what she does is she is in the engineering team for the Deloitte Cyber Intelligence Center. Okay, so she's on 24/7 monitoring service for clients in the Asia Pacific region. Okay, so she actually managed all the IT security and so on for the company. Conduct ransomware assessment in case the companies got attacked. So these are very sophisticated cyber defense techniques. But our student, although she studied applied physics, she is able to handle all this. Okay. Well, since I'm speaking to Indonesian students, I can't help but also to mention one of my one of the very bright student I have taught, a very bright Indonesian student I've taught. His name is Ivan Wangsa. Ivan is actually, he studied pure mathematics with us. He's very bright and he took very theoretical courses. However, he is also strong in programming. So when he graduated, he actually took out a job in the gaming company called Garena. And after that, he moved on and he went to Shopee. And now he is a senior manager. So he's actually managing many people, like 50, 60 people in a company. Okay. So as you can see, a pure mathematician, a pure mathematics student can do that. Why? Because he received very strong and rigorous training in science, in mathematics. If you study in NTU, College of Science, you get an opportunity to meet up with many professors who work in the forefront of science. So if you look up the College of Science news, you can see that we made many discoveries that benefit the humanities. For instance, a colleague of mine, Dr. Suhan Sen, the one in the picture in the middle, young man, he found a method to convert the plastics. We know a lot of plastics are waste. Okay, he found a method to convert plastics into useful chemicals just using light energy. In fact, NTU is among the world leaders in many subjects. In some subjects, we are even ranked top 10 in the world according to QS World University Rankings, and chemistry is one of them. So many of you, I believe, are interested in science, but perhaps you are a little bit concerned, or your parents are a little bit concerned, that whether it is still relevant and can you find a job. But I can assure you a training in science will provide not only a very fulfilling undergraduate experience, but also in addition, the training you receive are very useful because they are very difficult and very systematic, but
sorry, Mr. Tang,
not
your
only
time
very
is
useful,
over,
but
Mr.
are
Tang.
transferable. Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
If you are
sorry, your time is over. After this, there will be a Q&A session. So
all right.
I'm gonna start with the first question from Thomas Aquinas, which is, pardon, what are the specific requirements for foreign students to enter the computer science major and actuarial major, if you have one?
Okay, so I am from the College of Science. Can we speak for our degree program? But according to my understanding, computer science, for all international students, you have to sit for this entrance exam. And for com science, they will look at your aggregate as well, your school results. And computer science is pretty selective, as well as our math and computer science program. So I can only speak for our math and computer science program. We are actually quite selective. I cannot tell you what grades, because every year the statistics, it depends on the applicants. All right, if your quality of applicants are all very good, then it will be very hard to. We'll be very selective because we only have so many number of places. Yeah.
For the next question, from Ryan Surya Utomo, which is he would like to ask about an extra question, which is, will different colleges have different requirements for admissions?
Basically, they are the same except, okay, I must say that yes. For instance, if you look at, for instance, the design school, right? We have a art and design school. They require you to have some portfolio. You have to, if you're an artist, you need to produce some portfolio. For the medical school, you have to take some, I think it's a BMAT exam. There is some special requirement. Other than that, for science and engineering, it's pretty much the same, except the cutoff point. That means how well you do in your high school. The cutoff point is slightly different among different schools.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tang, for the interesting presentation and all the answers.
Yeah.
If there are any questions left from the students, you could go to the booth from NTU, and for the video call in the application from EduFair 2022 itself. Okay, I thank all the audience as well, and all the sponsors for today, which is Asuransi Astra, BCA, Bisnet, RS Premier Bintaro, Starbus, dan Gabungan Pengusaha Kelapa Sawit Indonesia, serta KMDS. Untuk media partner kita, Gramedia, Kompas.com, Sonora, See Today, dan Liputan 6. Thank you all.
Thank you.